Bonjour, my royal friends. This is Princess Diane von Brain is Fried with more tips for your royally happy life. Today, I'd like to talk to you about be careful what you label yourself. And this particular episode of Princess Diane von Brain is Fried was inspired by a trip with friends to a Raman Noodle House. And we ordered a couple of sides. One was the Gyoza dumplings and then some wonderful curry pancakes for our appetizers. And then for the main meal, we were going to have our ramen noodle dishes. It's a wonderful soup, but we get an egg in it, make it extra special. So what happened was the appetizers came out, and immediately the ramen noodle bowls came out. We were like, what? These were our appetizers, and we're supposed to have an appetizer, and then you have your main meal. And the waitress was all befuddled. But she says, no, this is how we always do it. We're going like, what land are you living in? Well, a little bit of back and forth, and they brought the ramen noodles back into the kitchen. And I was completely perplexed. I've never heard of this before. And she was telling us, oh, yes, this is how our customers do it. Later that night, in the wee hours of the morning, I had an epiphany, and I realized we had ordered sides. They were labeled sides. They weren't labeled appetizers, and that was where the miscommunication came in. We were labeling them appetizers, and they, rightfully so, were labeled on the menu sides. And it got me to thinking, my mind is always a humming with metaphors for life. We in life have to be very careful what we label ourselves, because what we put a label on gives an effect in how we act. So if we label ourselves lazy, we label ourselves fat, we label ourselves we're not achieving anything, these labels have an effect on what happens to us and our actions. You're going to get everything out at the same time, or you're going to get a leisurely meal. Now, I've expanded this whole topic with a lot more for you in a blog post that I wrote about the ramen noodle metaphors. And if you'd like to check that out, it has a wee bit more fun information from the Princess Palace desk. You can do that. And the link is below if you're on Instagram. So anyway, ta-ta for now. Mwah.